All right, so I'm just gonna like, I'm nervous, dude. I'm so nervous. All right, here we go. Here we go. What? Oh my God! I didn't think it would actually be there. Is that? That's not a typo, right?
Dude, how you feel?
I don't know how I feel. It's really weird, honestly.
It just happened, 100K.
It's kind of like, it doesn't feel real. It's like chilling almost. Like I knew it was coming, but I don't think I didn't think it through this far.
Brady to 100K. Brady to 100K. We did it!
It's wild.
Hey guys, it's Brady here. It's my first video. Just gonna introduce to you what I'm gonna be doing. Videos every few days. I'll be doing product reviews, lessons, tutorials, all that stuff on how to use a camera. So thank you. I hope you guys enjoy my channel, and I will be posting another video soon on how to use a camera, all that stuff. Thanks guys.
Would you look at that? Not too bad. So first of all, I need to say thank you. Like, genuine from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Because without you guys, not only would I not have this cake is good, but I wouldn't be where I'm at now without each and every one of you. So this video is a thank you, and also just a little bit different, just me talking about my story, because you guys only know me as of maybe a year and a half ago at the very most. But there's nothing out there for pre-YouTube Brady, pre-everything, like how I got to this point. So I wanted to share with you guys where I started, obstacles, things that got in the way, things that pushed me along, and just chat about this whole, like how we got to here today. So let's go back to 2010 Brady, where everything started when it came to a camera. I went to Washington, DC on a school trip, like the majority of us here do. And I had my iPhone 4 at the time, going around taking pictures of cherry blossoms, statues, more cherry blossoms, more statues. And I remember one teacher, I took a picture of a cherry blossom. The teacher was like, Brady, this is actually really good. Like, have you ever done this before? And I was like, no, I'm 10 or 12, however old you are. So that's what started everything. That was the trigger, and I love that there's a story attached to it. So come that next year, I got a point and shoot power zoom camera, like a Canon, I think it was a 430 or SX 480 or something like that. And then that entire summer following that, I was just absolutely glued to YouTube, so fascinated in learning all the settings and the how-tos and how everything worked and the why. And then from there, just took me by absolute storm. It was everything that I did every single day. So of course you think it's gonna wind down and whatever, but no, I sold my camera behind my parents' back at like 10 years old. I went on Craigslist and I sold this camera, and then met up with somebody else to buy my first digital SLR.
I use a Canon Rebel X Ti. Works great, gets my pictures really good. But yeah, follow me on.
And I wanted to take pictures of friends and landscapes and houses and cars and anything that was anything. I was taking pictures of it. I always had my camera around my neck, on my back, wherever it was. And this was like 10 years ago still. So from there it progressed, and I started doing portraits and some paid sessions, and everything was all photo-based. Video scared the crap out of me, I'm not gonna lie. The whole editing in a timeline, the whole camera and recording and having multiple cameras and audio, I was like, not a chance. Am I ever gonna do that? So then I progressed into weddings, and I shot my first wedding at 16 years old. And me at 16, I looked like I was 12. And for the next 2 or 3 years, I was dead set on being a wedding photographer. That's what I was gonna do. I was sold on it and I loved it. Don't get me wrong, I still do love weddings. But things do change. But shortly after that, I felt to hit like the biggest plateau in my entire career at that point, and I was probably 17 years old. I was really into cars, loved shooting cars with my friends, and that seemed to be the peak of my expertise. So then I started to transition into cars, because every time I picked up my camera, I hated everything. Looked at my camera, couldn't do anything cool. Every time I shot with my camera, it all sucked. And I didn't know how to get past this plateau. And everyone had told me up to then, you're so great, you're so good, whatever. And that was like my ego boost. And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm the best. I know everything, I'm the best photographer on the planet. I didn't know anything. Obviously, we're all learning. There's this ladder that just keeps going up. But there was a point right before I went away for college that I was like, well, this photography thing, it's in the past. You can't make a living off being a photographer. What are you, crazy? You need to go to college, you need to get your 9 to 5, and that's what you're gonna be. So that was what I had myself convinced as. So I was like this close from selling my camera. It had dust on it. So I was like, I'm just gonna get rid of it. I'm going to school for engineering. I don't need that. Whatever, it's just a hobby. So I guess finding joy out of this is even though we hit these plateaus, no matter how big or small they are, just stick to your gut of knowing that this is what you want to do. You do it for a reason. You volunteer to do it for free. Why would you sell it, or why would you get rid of that just for a few extra $100? But I just kept doing it and doing it and doing it. And it wasn't until probably 2017 where I started video. All right, so we're going to ride the four-wheeler. Can't see the road.
So far, so yeah, let's go.
This is Burlington, Vermont.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you, sir. I think this wind's gonna blow me off the mountain. What is up, y'all? I don't want that. I don't want that to be the beginning. That's probably gonna be the beginning right now.
It's gonna be in it anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, they repaved the highway.
Yes, vlogs. I did vlogs. I genuinely tried. It wasn't me. I was trying to make this YouTube presence of somebody that wasn't myself. And looking back, I mean, I hate it. It's private for a reason. It's just taken off of YouTube. Mixed feelings on vlogging. Was it the kind of video that I wanted to do? No, not at all. But I learned that afterwards. In the midst of it, I was so heavily influenced by, of course, Peter McKinnon, Sam Colder, Matt Como, a lot of these guys that were huge on YouTube back in the late 2010s, so like 2015 to 2020 era. And they had such a huge grasp on me, and I was like, I need to be these guys. This is what I want to do. I'm cut out for this. I'm gonna go get some cool B-rolls, so. But looking back, I had zero personality. No on-camera persona, and it wasn't me. So I hit this point where I was like, if you're faking it so much, why are people gonna actually care about you for a person that you're not even? But the good that came out of it is that it taught me a lot of the basics of videography. My first video I shot slow motion, so 60p at 1/30th of a second. I didn't know what I was doing, but it taught me. And it taught me in a flexible way because vlogs can just be whatever they want to be, and they don't need to have some sort of structure like a film might or a documentary might or anything like that. It was literally whatever I wanted. So even though it wasn't me, and it wasn't anything that I actually wanted to do, it taught me a lot of the basics. So I started to learn the basics with vlogging, and it kind of got me some gigs actually. Some people saw it, some of my friends, and they're like, hey, you want to shoot BTS on some of our projects? And I was like, heck yeah, this is what I'm cut out for. So I remember this one project where my friend Andre, he had a documentary, and he was like, dude, I want you to shoot BTS for this. And I was like, heck yeah. Not only do I get to do what I do best at the time, but I got to learn more, and that's where my fascination for actual production kind of came into play, because prior to this shoot, I went there, little secret, this is late 2018, maybe even early 2019. I go to this shoot. Andre, if you're watching this, I don't know if you know this, but he goes, hey Brady, can you grab the C-stand over there? And I'm sitting there like, what's a C-stand? I was looking around like, stand. I know light stands, like the little fold out things. So that was a learning curve for me. So not only was I shooting BTS, I ended up being a PA. I ended up doing some of the audio testing, just making sure the levels were good and in between the range that they needed. And that's where I started to learn a lot, especially with interview lighting and 3-point lighting. That was the first time I've been on set with lighting setups. So that's where I really started to learn, just being behind the scenes on set of this documentary. And that's where I remember everything transitioned into this whole lighting realm that I got into now. So at this point, I'd gotten a few just very low budget clients of my own, and I started doing my own work in video, which was a huge beast in itself that I never thought I would tackle. So I was like, this is awesome, this is cool. And then I started to migrate over to the video world very, very fast. So after doing a couple of these freelance videography projects and just passion work and hanging out with friends, I started to give myself some sort of portfolio or reel to be able to present to a client, or then the marketing job that I actually got for a good little while, which taught me a ton more. And it was just hybrid photo, video, marketing work, just run and gun work. And it taught me a lot of not only the creative side and the run and gun creative side, but the business side as well, how I would eventually learn to start to run a business. So that was circa summer 2019 is where I started to pick up this job. So this led up to right around COVID 2020 March, when everything was just, and at the time I just really wasn't fond of the job. I wasn't happy there. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't the right place. And I was like, you know what? For a variety of reasons, I was like, screw it. I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna quit the job. COVID's here, everything's a mess. I'm just gonna figure it out from here. And that went on from March 2020 to about August of 2020, where I met you guys, some of you guys, a very few amount of you guys. How you doing? How are you? I had no idea my goal with YouTube. So remember when I told you when I was 10, 11 years old and I was just browsing through YouTube like crazy? My goal was to be a resource for little me a decade later, just for maybe one of you guys to see it. I'd given up. My vlog phase was my time, my claim to fame. I just wanted to help one or two of you guys. And boy, was I wrong. And I'm so grateful for all of you guys. But it completely threw me off because I just wanted one, maybe three little me's to see that and just be a resource for anybody who's learning and just give the knowledge that I had at the time. And from there, the numbers were terrifyingly fast. I was like, this can't be normal. But I'm along for the ride. And that's what I did up until about December is when I was like, okay, dude, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try to make this full time. Like, why not? I don't have any other work for me right now. I had a few freelance projects along the way, but I was like, this is, if there's a time to go full time on YouTube, it's now. And this was December of 2020. I was thinking about it, and officially start of the new year last year, January of 2021 is when I made that transition and everything changed. And now we're here with this cake that has 3 digits on it before the K. 100,000. And I never would have thought, genuinely never would have. I was like, I'm gonna get 1,000 subscribers. That's my goal. Happened in like a week. It's crazy. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, you too. And thank you to everybody. But that's kind of my story. But let's be real here. You're not here to listen to my rambling story. Let's do this together. I am going to be giving one of you it's really anticlimactic, an Aperture 300D Mark II with a 2X for now. One light, one lucky winner. I'm gonna leave the information down here below with all the giveaway times and the deadlines and all of that. So it's just super easy for you. And then all I ask is just click the link, maybe like this video, send it to a friend, and I'll put something in there for you to find me on Instagram as well, just to spread the love a little more. But that's all I'm asking for this giveaway, because I wasn't even asking for this number. So anything else is just a gift in itself. So thanks for listening to me ramble. I love you all. And I am so grateful for this. And I guess we just end this with saying cheers to the next 1,000. Is that a good goal? Maybe 2,000? I don't know. Leave a comment if you have a better idea. Anyway, I'm not gonna go drink a beer. And I'll see you next week. Thanks, guys.